Just 1 second, what did you say?
You can get a bigger cookie now. You want some big cookies, Sharon? No, just give me a cookie.
We don't wish any more cookies on
I eat it! Don't throw it everywhere.
It's probably over there, Shane, your other truck. Is that it? Shane, is that it? Yes, I went to the bus. Is that it? I know. Daniel just told me.
Oh, I saw that giraffe thing. Hey, right, the giraffe.
Oh, we're off the elephant.
Okay, I got a grand ticket
Okay, Daniel, get one and start opening.
Mostly Dinesh took all the videos, right? It's that one that always breaks.
Garlic soy. See, you have garlic soy, you know garlic chocolate.
Everybody got a different
Well,
dish
right.
wrapped it like you did.
Santa had a lot of time to wrap that present.
I think he would give Polani's with that.
Yeah?
Yeah, Dinesh would put Polani's just like that. Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, the robot T-Rex. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Auntie Tanya, you want to say something? You have to give, he has to give you something to wear.
how much time I have. I have 56 years. Yeah, from birth to death.
Alright, can everyone hear this? Probably? No, not really.
No, not yet.
Hear it?
Louder. You gotta turn up your mic.
Okay. Is that better for everybody?
Not really, no.
Still kind of muffled?
You sure?
Go for it. You're gonna hit you back. That's how, yeah. You're kidding me? Oh, you're online on this. Put it on mic. Switch it on mic. Wait, turn on the volume first.
There we go.
No, we can hear you.
Bill's like shaking his head. Ah, come. Damn it, Alex. I taught you this already.
You need a technician.
Clearly. Always having troubles every time I go into a wedding. Alright, so who would like to do their first name?
Let us feature some memoirs.
A memory team?
That's how far we can go. As high as we can go.
with us. My mom brought them up until she passed away, and after a few years, Dinesh said, "Auntie, I want to come live with you." And the rest is history. His sister didn't want to live here, but she's happy at home. During we don't cross him, he had a very bad temper. Um, some of us know that temper. He had a cousin growing up with him who sadly passed away a few years ago. He was just a few months younger than Dinesh, and he used to always harass Dinesh. And one day Dinesh got so mad, and he grabbed both his shoulders, and he started shaking. "I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you!" We had to control Dinesh. That was the first of Dinesh's temper that we saw, and that he was always pleasant, but don't cross him. Sharon, you probably know some of those tempers. But anyway, Dinesh was always caring, loving. He grew up with all his cousins home, Sanel, Robin, and Asher, a whole bunch of cousins. They all grew up together until he came here. When Dinesh came here, he wanted to do something, and I advised him to get into computers, which was a thing of the future, and he did, and thank God he did. He did very well. And in the process, he met Sharon, but before that, he lived with me and my family at home. My two daughters know him and Sunil as their two brothers. Dinesh was always his. But Dinesh was always loving. Everybody in the family know that Dinesh and his sister was always very special to us, and he kept that relationship all the way through. It was a relationship. As you can see, none of the videos, you don't see me, you don't see pictures of me, but we don't need all those things. We had an understanding between us, and he was always special to me. The thing that hurt me most was a few days before, actually about 2 or 3 days before he passed on. I was holding his hand, and he grabbed my hand and he held a fist onto it. And I never felt that kind of a strength from Dinesh. And I went home and told my family, my husband, my daughters, I said, "So it's really strange the way Dinesh helped me." But anyway, throughout his life, he met Sharon, and he had a girlfriend before Sharon, which was a fun thing. We always told him he couldn't get involved with her. We didn't. It was not right for him. And then Sharon knows about this, so it's okay. When he met Sharon,
It's okay. Yeah, she should know about it. Right?
he was always caring and loving to all of us. And as you all know, the type of person he was. He was my buddy for prayers when my family, his dad, his sister, his nephew, and the rest of the family. This past several months was tough for me, going through a lot. But anyway, the hardest one was losing Dinesh. It's so sad the Lord has to take more souls, 6 per month, sometimes why and all those who love it. But we love you, and we're always gonna love you. You'll always be in our heart, and your nickname Wally is always gonna be there too, which not many people know, but Sunil mom gave him that name Wally, and we would call him Wally at times. But we love you, Dino. May you rest in peace, and we'll always. I know you smile at us, but we love you. Okay?
Who's next?
Hi, this
first memory of Dinesh when he came to Canada.
Pause.
Pause.
Technician coming.
Is Didi being too quiet? Is that what's happening? Huh?
No, we are gonna make this blast.
Oh.
Oh, like really loud. Okay.
Wow. I want to eat this fruit.
How much is that your equipment? It's all part of the company.
Check, check.
Yeah.
Check, check. Alright, sweet.
That's better.
Yeah.
Alright, Didi, start over again.
Yes, so this is Didi, I'm Chandra, known as Didi. I know Dinesh, I'm 15 years elder than Dinesh. And he was always the awesome cousin. So I will talk about when we came to Canada. We came by Auntie Tayo, I was first. And when Dinesh came a couple months afterwards, we were in the spare bedroom. So it's one bed. So who gets the bed? I gets the bed. Auntie Tayo come and said, that's not fair. 1 week you will be in the bed and he'll be in the ground. And then you take turns, all right? Because we both were working. When was Dinesh turn for the bed? He said, no, Didi, you can have the bed. I will sleep on the floor. And that was awesome. The next one I have is when I started computing. He knows nothing about computer. My awesome cousin showed up to fix my computer and get me going on computer. When he left, I didn't go on the computer. But he was there to help out. Another thing, years afterwards, I needed a bar put up in my balcony, so I can put a curtain there for when it's raining. I can put a curtain there so I wouldn't get wet in the balcony for when I'm having prayers or anything. My cousin, my awesome cousin, showed up and get on a ladder, which was dangerous, life-threatening, and he put up that rod for me to put up my curtains. So he was the most awesome cousin and a loving cousin. Anytime I need him, he was there. Anything, Didi, anything, he was there. But those 3 things was important to me, and I had it all done. And I thank you so much. You are awesome. You will always be awesome wherever you are, with your grandmother and your parents and everybody up there. You are having a wonderful time. God bless you always, forever. Love you.
Not yet.
Uncle Ali, you want to say something?
Not yet. Soon. Soon.
Patsy, you missed it. You were Mikey. Patsy wants. Patsy won't talk. She's too shy. Uncle Ali.
Uncle Ali, you go. I'll go after.
I say, youngest one, speak last, right?
Yes. The way to do it.
I remember Dinesh, when he first came to my place, Sharon Border, right? So when we went to the bar, having a few drinks, one of my cousin named behind me. After a couple of drinks, we put him aside and said, Dinesh, what's your intention? Since that, he always remind me, Uncle Ali, remember he told me what's my intention? Since that day, Dinesh created a bond with me and my family. He was showing us respect, but he was a funny guy. He was like to have a good time. But most things I can say about Dinesh is when my daughter was ill or sick. Remember, she's very sick and she was at the hospital, in Vaughan, McKinsey Hospital. And the doctor said, you have to take the daughter home. And I said, I can't take my daughter home, she's very sick. The ambulance wouldn't take my daughter downtown to the hospital. Refused, said, well, you can take her to your house. I tried getting a private ambulance. It was taking two hours to wait for it. I called Patsy, but Patsy was at work with her. I called my sister-in-law. That's when I called Dinesh. When we reached the hospital, the first guy was there was Dinesh. He took my daughter, godly and took at the gospel. And since that day, he was always there for my daughter, as for my granddaughter. He was always there. And words are not so grateful. I appreciate it. Be up to him and Christine, be and myself. I know I dreamt a couple of weeks ago where he and I was playing cards and having a good time together. I know they're up there together, watching down on us and smiling at us. I know they're just the type of guy he is, the type of person my daughter is, saying, Uncle Ali, Sharon, and everyone have a good time. We are here, don't worry, we are having a good time up here. So, to Dinesh and Alison, have a good time up there. We are safe down here, and hopefully one day we'll be together again. Thank you.
As everyone know, I am Sharon's cousin, but my friends get confused because I always refer to Dinesh as my cousin. So when he passed away, I had to explain that he was actually my cousin-in-law. One of the things I always admire and remember about Dinesh is how, with him, there was no in-law. How he would go and visit my aunt and uncle, especially on Christmas Day when my uncle being Sharon's dad being in the nursing home. And it's always something that I always remember and cherish, how he would do it. And I remember many years ago when my dad was going back to Trinidad, he said to me and my sister, you guys are older than Frankie and Sharon, and you guys are to take care of him. I never told you about that, but that's why sometimes I would always check in and see on text, make sure that you're okay. And Dinesh, I tell you that we will be there for your family. So you don't have to worry, and I always appreciate what you've done. It's so surreal. I really don't realize in my heart that you're gone, because I came today and I was looking for you in the kitchen and realized that you're not here. So.
Okay, well, if you don't know me, I'm Dinesh's cousin. So we know my cousin, right? Dinesh is the older brother. So, how do you even start? We lost my dad, then my mom, then Auntie Dolan, and then Dinesh. So, I don't even know how to absorb that. So, that's the first thing I'll say. But I will go back to a good memory. When I was 21, for the young kids, don't listen. Dinesh took me to my first strip club. So, and I wanted a glass of milk. But they didn't have milk, so I got a glass of Coke because I didn't drink then. Dinesh is someone that you just can't replace. He was always a part of our life from the time we started off in Trinidad. He was always there with us. I remember one weekend, my mom and dad went out, and Dinesh, my brother Robin, and Oma, we all at our house, and jumping around like all normal kids, we broke the couch and we broke my bed. So we didn't know what to do, so Dinesh figured out how to scotch tape the bed back together. And then we pushed the couch in the corner. Figure out my mom's just gonna vacuum around it so she won't know. And that's Dinesh. You listen to everybody's story, everybody has a story about being with Dinesh, how he helped. One of the person my dad really liked the most was Dinesh. If anybody knows my dad, that's one of the hardest working men ever. Like, that man's been working since he was a child. And he's done so much for so many people. And that's Dinesh, right? My dad did not like a lot of people because he thought that most people were just lazy and he didn't have time for that. But he loved Dinesh because Dinesh used to go and work with him, and Dinesh works. And my dad trusted Dinesh impeccably, so I'm glad that Dad wasn't around when Dinesh passed, because that would have been too hard for him. So what I don't know for myself is how to deal with all of this. I really don't know. I tell Shushma I sit outside once a week with rum and coke, because Dinesh got me on that when we went to Jamaica, and a cigar. And I think about all the times we had together, from all the way from Trinidad to all the way here. I mean, when we came here, Didi was already here, Dinesh, and then me, Dinesh, Jaya, Nanda. Man, all the days we spent together, walking them to school, back and forth. This was not how the story was supposed to be, right? The story was supposed to be, we were all supposed to be here together for the rest of our lives. So I don't know what happens after that. I don't know. And what I do know is that I have a sorrow in me that I don't know, it will never go away, but I only deal with it when I give myself that time. So Dinesh, we never ever said to each other we love each other, because we didn't have to, because we know that. For Sharon and the boys, I will tell you that Shushma and myself and Shane, like that, and they're our entire life. I don't really hang around with a lot of people, but we spend all of our life with these guys. And every time we come here, there's a real sorrow before I get here, because I know that Dinesh isn't here. And I don't know what to do with that. So, but these guys will never ever have to, we will always be with these guys. We've always been with them, and we will always be with them. So that's what I have to say. And Dinesh, wherever you are, all I know is that I'm really, really, really gonna miss you more than anybody else.
I, like everybody else, I miss him every day, but I do think about the happy times and 30 years, and I was surprised that somebody said that he got mad, because we never did. You know, we would play jokes on each other. I would win every single time. I remember driving through Tim Hortons, and I make sure he doesn't pay attention, so he goes, he's driving, I go, what do you want? And I said, oh yeah, just order me a Big Mac meal, and he did. And over the speaker, the lady just goes, this is not McDonald's, this is Tim Hortons. And he just looked at me, and, well, there weren't small kids here, I wouldn't use what word he used, but it was always one joke after the other. We had so much fun. You know, I don't know, my kids just absolutely adored him. My daughters ended up calling us the dad squad, because you need something repaired, call these two idiots, they'll come out and they'll fix whatever you want. So he's not there, too many repairs, and he's not there with me. We always thought, we'll end up retiring together. We were going to do a trip across Canada without Sharon in a minivan and find every bar that we hadn't been to in our other life. So, you know, it was always funny, because we were out for a drink, phone would ring, and oh, it's Sharon. He would have to step outside, because you just couldn't talk in those places. So I do remember though, Sharon, you giving him coupons for I can't believe
He told you that?
Yes, he told me that. He didn't share the coupons, but he told me you gave him coupons to go to those places. So there wasn't anything we didn't share. I mean, I know what he felt about his family and his cousins and everybody else. We were very much alike. We didn't tolerate idiots. That's one thing I loved about Dinesh. He just would not tolerate an idiot. Would make fun of him. He would go out of his way for his bosses to see how angry could he get them, you know, and just string them along and everything else. And it was just like hilarious to watch, because they didn't know what to make of him. So it was just one thing after the other. You know, I choose to remember everything good. The last 3 years, I remember the good parts. sit in there and be able to talk to him, confide in him. He's my psychiatrist. I'm not sure what I was to him. I think I was this token white guy. But I'll take that, you know. It's, you know, we would do that to each other. I remember the first time he came to my house. My neighbor was an old Portuguese guy, and he just gave Dinesh the dirtiest looks. So I just made sure I looked at him and go, yeah, he's going to buy the house, and you know, so. And he just lost it, like, you know, Dinesh just played along with it. We just had a lot of fun that way. I mean, you had to, and if you were with Dinesh and you all knew Dinesh, you got to have a good time, or else he just wouldn't tolerate you. So.
That's true.
There you are.
Everything is
So anyway, thank you, Sharon. I'll give that back.
I don't know where to start.
from the beginning.
Not too long. This year, October will be our 30th anniversary. And so Dinesh has been with my life for more than half of his life. We've been together. To me, everything seems like surreal. It doesn't seem like he's gone. And even though the last 2 years he's been sick and he suffered a lot, when I remember him, I choose to remember how he was before. When he was sick, not one day passed that he didn't thank me for putting lip balm on his lip or making him his breakfast. We were very grateful for the support we had from family and friends. When he first found out he was sick, I never thought it would end up how it did. And I think Sunil and Sushma were away in Cuba when we probably first saw the signs of him being sick. I'm thankful that they've been in our bubble from the beginning. Now that he's passed, I think more now I realize how much he loved me. When I think back that everything he did to make me happy. Everything I wanted, any trip I planned, I said, okay, I want to go here. And we're going to go at, Sunil remembers when we went to California. I had every minute planned of our trip on a calendar. I would know it would take us 4 hours to drive from here to the next place. I had reservations booked, tickets bought, and he would just say, tell me where. Wherever I wanted to go, I would just tell him and he would go. I'm gonna miss the trips that we took together, just the two of us, driving to New Orleans, California, Florida. We never got bored of each other. Lots of people are married, lots of people have husbands and wives and partners. Lots of people love their partner, but they don't get along with their partner. They don't enjoy their company. We enjoy doing so many things together, traveling, entertaining our friends and family. That was probably the most. And I think Haley had said it, and I felt the same way. Everybody's life is going to move on. Our lives will move on. But for us in this house, for my kids and me, and for Sunil, I think, and probably Auntie Tyro, but for us, for the most, because our life, everywhere you look in this house is him, and everybody's going to get busy with the life. That's just how it's going to be. And even when we are happy and we're experiencing something new, we're going to a new destination, it's going to be bittersweet because we'll be happy to be there, but we're going to be missing Dinesh. And I think for the rest of our life, it's always going to be that way, that something's always going to be missing. Uncle Ali and Auntie Carol and Haley, you guys know because it's the same thing. That you might be laughing and having a good time, and in that same moment, you'll be missing that she's not there. Thank you all for coming and keeping his memory alive. I hope that every year you remember him on February 21st, his birthday. We will always be celebrating it with cake and a drink. And I hope, even if you guys don't come, that you will do the same. Anybody else? Dawn or Amra?
I can say I'm not an idiot because he tolerated me. And Sunil, I could relate to a certain degree. My brother's birthday is February 20th, and I lost him 30-something years ago. But every single year on that day, Sharon, you feel that hole, and you wonder, well, if he was here, if he could know what you're doing, what you're feeling, your kids. I completely understand. But in terms of Dinesh, I remember him as the life of the party, always willing to help, always wanting to be there, and the strength. And his life, like you said, was for you and the boys. And he gave everything for that, but also to make everyone in his life happy. And I don't think it's something any one of us in this room will ever forget. And I will always, always, always remember him on February 21st because I celebrated my birthday many, many times with him, and that's what I will continue to do. So, happy birthday, Dinesh. We miss you. But we'll always love and remember you for who you are.
Does Daniel want to say anything? No. Or Shazi or Fazia? Are they here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Sarah, and I have known Uncle Dinesh, Auntie Sharon, Daniel, and Alex for a long time now. One of the very first memories that I have of Uncle Dinesh, and one that has been imprinted on me, is when we went camping when I was little. Auntie Sharon and Uncle Dinesh were the first people to take me camping. I had no idea what was going on. I'd never been in the bush. And I was always very particular about my hair. I still am very particular about my hair. If it gets wet, I'm so shy. So I would tie it in braids. So I did 2 braids in my hair one day, and Uncle Dinesh looks over and he's like, "Hippie Longstockings." And ever since that moment, I was always Hippie Longstockings to him. But from that moment up until I got older, and we spent so many holidays together, so many camping trips, so many different things that you all taught me in my life, from Auntie Sharon sharing my first glass of wine to Uncle Dinesh sharing my first glass of scotch. And I grew up in a family from single mothers, so I didn't see love firsthand, and I didn't see partnership firsthand, but when I met Auntie Sharon and Uncle Dinesh and saw their love together, that was my understanding of true love and the real role model of what love should be. And so I thank you both for that. And Uncle Dinesh, you will always live in your heart, and I will always remember you.
Shazia, you want to say something? Too shy.
You want to say something?
Okay, so I'm Shazia, if you guys don't know. I met Sharon and Uncle Dinesh at our old house. We were neighbors, and my sister and Alex were in the same class. So growing up, the four of us used to hang out a lot. And I was, I guess, the designated babysitter as the oldest one. Yeah, there was a lot of stories about us growing up, trips in the minivan, going out, even at home. I'm not sure why Dinesh still trusted me after all the times when we were babysitting and incidences happened. Alex parking in front of the fire hydrant.
When he couldn't drive.
We blew up popcorn in the microwave one time. There was a lot of stuff that went on, but Dinesh and I became close when he was sick because I would come and do his nails, and we would talk a lot. But even before then, he taught me a lot of things, like life skills and stuff. Of course, I have my dad who teaches me those things, but sometimes it's hard to relate to your parents as a kid growing up. So I would say he brought my relationship closer with my parents. And so I'm gonna miss him. He gave me a lot of life advice, dating, just about fixing stuff. So he taught me so many things, and he would always tell me, when Sharon and I would have our crazy projects, and he'd be like, Shazia, make sure Sharon, does it this way. And I'm like, okay, I hope we do it to the best of our abilities. And we made him proud. We tried with all those projects and stuff like that. But we'll miss you. And all the good times. He always wanted everyone to have a good time. My friends all came here. The first time we had car bombs together, it was Uncle Dinesh. He made the best car bombs. They also will never forget that experience. I think the good memories are what we try to concentrate now on. But of course, we'll always miss him. And yes, the house, is missing his presence as well.
Okay, I'm Kareem. I'll just be very brief. Dinesh was an angel, and he was taken away from us too soon because they wanted some angels in heaven, and we're sure he's in heaven with other angels looking after all of us. We will miss him.
Hello, my name is Alvin. Some of you I may have introduced myself as Matthew as well, but I'm Soraya's husband. And anyway, listen to everybody's story. You can hear the consistency of Dinesh being very helpful. So when I was dating Soraya, they were moving into a new apartment, and like Sarah said, they were from a single mother. Dinesh was there to help out. And this was my first time meeting Dinesh. So I'm sitting in the U-Haul truck with him, and we just have a little small chat and stuff like that. And we stop off at a gas station, to get some gas, right? So Dinesh is filling up, whatnot. I'm probably just on my phone, and we're ready to go, right? And he's like, okay, let's go do this. So we're ready to go forward, but Dinesh puts it in reverse and backs up the truck into another car.
I didn't know this.
I don't know if he told you that.
No, you didn't.
So anyway, he dropped some of his, I guess, common words, and we're not gonna say it, right? So gets out, they, do the insurance stuff, and off we go. So we get to the apartment, and he backs it up, and we're unloading everything, and Jenny, right? A lot of you know Jenny, right? Jenny has, she has a huge couch, massive couch, and me and Dinesh are looking at this thing, and how are we gonna get this in the elevator, let alone get it through the front door? Anyway, so, and everybody knows Dinesh is a really smart guy. So, we figure out how to get it into the elevator. Then we get to the front door, and I cannot tell you how much calculations he probably made, and we got it on the first go. The first go. Now, long story short, we're Jenny and Soraya and Sarah are ready to move out of this place, right? So it's just me now, and Soraya was there, and Sarah never moves. I don't know why. She never moves, or helps us move. But I'm trying to get this couch out, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to get it out. I could not get it out, and I thought about how many times, how did Dinesh figure to get this thing in? I can't do it. So we left the couch and we put a 6-pack of beer, right? So now moving forward, right? We finally bought our new house, and Auntie Sharon and Dinesh, they're coming over to housewarming. So Soraya always has a knick-knack for me to get rid of wires, but I love keeping extra wires because you never know when you need a wire, right? And we're trying to get the TV hooked up, and Dinesh obviously is okay. Let's do this. Let's get this going, right? And I can't find a cable wire. I don't have a cable wire. Now we're not far from here. We live in Brampton as well. And Dinesh right away said, "Okay, I'll be right back." Literally 1 minute, he hops out the door and he was gone. And we didn't know he was gone. He went home to get a cable wire to hook it up to watch TV that night. And so that's some of the memories I have with Dinesh, and you have, we lost someone special, and me not knowing him as a relative, it still hurts too. So, happy birthday, Dinesh, and yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Jaya. I'm Janish's cousin. Sunil mentioned that Dinesh came here when my sister and I were really little, so I'll share 2 of the first memories I have of him. Some of you guys may have noticed my sister and I are a little vertically challenged. So one of the first things that both of us noticed about Dinesh was how tall he was, because at 6 years old and 3 and 4 years old, he was that much taller to us. So my sister actually took him next door one day to meet our neighbor for the sole purpose of saying, "Look at this, Stephanie, see my cousin, see how tall he is." And Stephanie was very amused with this. I also remember he and my mom chaperoned my school trip to the zoo when I was 7 years old. And some of those people that were on the school trip I'm still friends with today, and that was also one of the things they noticed, how is this guy so tall? It was there was some shoes. He sits there. Yeah, he has to sit there on the step and measure and make sure the loops and the laces are the same length. And if they're not, he starts again. It's very funny to watch. But Dinesh and I didn't talk all the time or see each other all the time. And they say hindsight is 20/20, and obviously looking back, I wish I was around a lot more. But I think he always knew, and I always knew, that if one of us needed to talk, we could call, we could reach out and talk, and we did. And I miss him every day. I think about him every day. We all do. And I just want to wish him a happy birthday, and I hope he's having a good run up there. So, love you, Dinesh.
I think what Alex is gonna do is speech, we'll get some shots ready for one more shot.
Favorite song?
Okay, so shit, that's loud. My language. Yeah.
Watch what you say.
No.
Yeah, favorite song.
Video.
Well, I'm Alex, Dinesh's oldest son, as we all know. Lord, so we all know my whole story for the past few years when my dad was sick, how much I really didn't come around, troubles I got into debt-wise, all that stuff that I kept getting warned about from my parents and never listened. Hindsight and all of it now, everyone knows we have a baby girl, pretty much call her my wife, because she is. And I know everyone's been asking where they are today, so they are not here, but they are watching us. They are up at her parents' house. It's just a lot of driving for them to do back and forth, and they are here with us. Even though they're not physically here, they are here with us, just like my dad. He may not physically be here, but he is in all of us, all of our hearts, all of our minds. I know everyone thinks about him every day. There's not a day that goes by that none of us don't think about him. You know, growing up, I got beats a lot. Clearly from the videos, the second you hear Alexander, clearly I did something wrong. What I did wrong at that moment, I have no idea. But I would get beats, pre-beats, just in case I ended up doing something wrong later that day. But overall, like, we all know how much my dad has touched all of our hearts here, how meticulous he was, the fact that he taught me electrical, he taught me everything I know when it comes to the trades. Daniel takes after him from computer-wise. He was always there for everybody. No matter what you did, no matter how many times wrong you've done, he was always there, especially for me, the amount of times I've done wrong in the past few years. He was always there to pick me up, and never failed once. He was always telling me, son, I'm always here for you. If you ever need anything, you come straight to me. And me, I just said, okay, yeah, and just walked away. I do wish, of course, I would have been here more, but we can't keep dwelling on the past and saying, we wish this was happened, or we wish we were here. I'm sorry to say this, and it's going to be hurting some people. He is gone, and we now all have to live with that. We can't keep wishing and think in the past that we wish we did this differently with him. We wish we went on more trips. We wish we did this. It's not going to happen anymore, and we have to live with that. But doesn't mean we forget. We can always remember. We will always love him. We will always celebrate the days that we always would. My mom and dad's anniversary, I'm sure we're all going to say it to them still. You know, his birthday, Father's Days, things like that will all still be celebrated. At the end of the day, he was here. He touched all of us, as I keep saying, and that will never change. He will always be the forefront of all of our minds. And as many of you know, I look practically like my dad. All I need right now is a stash, and we're identical. So anyone ever gets sad, just look at a picture of Alex, and you're like, that's Dinesh right there. Easy done. But in saying that, there is something I did plan for tonight. Of course, all of us know how much I play the guitar. Haven't done that in like maybe 2-3 years now. The amount of little singing songs I've done, posted on Instagram, all that fun stuff. So I do have something prepped for tonight, and I think it's fitting the fact of all of us saying how much of an angel he was and how much he was there for all of us. And I hope everyone enjoys it. If not, I am sorry. And I feel like this is a fitting song to do for tonight, and after this, we will all start heading downstairs where we will begin the one thing my dad enjoyed doing. Dancing, whining, drinking. Dancing and whining are two completely different things, alright?
Are you going to dance like that video?
I could dance like that video all day long, don't panic. Alright? So without further ado, I am going to do that one song, and we will all continue to go downstairs after that, alright? And shots are coming around.
Sean is coming.
Which shots?
Sean of the shots.
Sean.
Anybody else?
Well, I need rum.
Scott's right there. I'm right there.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill.
Doctor.
Took a day out tea from the cup.
That's it. I'm playing.
Packed up the photo album that you had made. Memories of a life that's been loved. Took the carousel, suit cards, and stuffed animals. Pulled the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mom, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. And I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. And you were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, you'll sing hallelujah, you're home. Fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he dried, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. Now that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, you say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
Alright, so we are going to head everything downstairs now. We'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight, everyone who watched the live stream and who tuned in. And as I said, we are going to start heading downstairs. I see everyone has their shots already. So
We didn't have it yet.
you didn't have it yet, so let's make one last toast for everyone back home to see. So if everyone can put their glasses up in the air. I don't have one, but I will. Hold on. I have. Oh, I'm getting a drink. Yes. Thank you.
Oh.
Shit. Sorry. I got it. We're good.
Happy birthday,
So,
Dinesh.
happy birthday, Dad, Dinesh, whatever you would like to call him. As I said earlier, we all know you're still with us, and we will always love you. We will always be together as a family, and that's the one thing my dad taught me was no matter what, family always has your back. Always told Daniel, he is your brother, you're his brother, no matter what stupidity you guys do. You will always be together, you will always be family, and that's what we are all here today is family. Cheers.
I don't know. Is this a hot dog room?
This is your thing.
Yeah.
Very well done. You have your Yes, you behave.
Are we sure about that?
That is make it proud.
I don't know if we know about that. How to handle sometimes.
Yeah, that's what